got pushed through by a guy named Levine. Now listen. My Aunt Margaret, who I spoke to yesterday, was 83, and she, you know, prays to George Carlin every night. Whether he hears it or not is up for, obviously, debate, but she prays to him every night for me. And but when she was in Catholic school as a young girl, she wore her skirt too high one day, so the nuns, they made her put toilet paper around her legs to show how dirty she was and go to every class in the school and show everybody. And it was like a, you know, horrifying, what's called today traumatic moment in her life. But she was one of my relatives that when Class Clown came out, I used to watch my family sitting there, all my older relatives, when we were kids, we listened to it too, but watching all these Irish, cynical, like smart New York people, and they were just these beaming faces, all their faces, you know, the red hair and freckles, chain smoking and drinking, sitting there, and it was such a healing thing. And I was listening to it the past couple of days, and it's the whole Catholic school section is 13 minutes. It's like 13 minutes that healed a giant community of Irish Catholic people because of, you know, it was these little lines in there, like he talks about the confession thing. It's like thought, word, body, touch, dirty, like those words, and they'd all be laughing so loud because they understood like what that effect just those little words had on them, you know. And this is not to say, like Sally used to say, George Carlin made very clear that what he hated about the church, he loved and had nothing but affection and gratitude for all the priests and the clergy and how they shaped him too. So it wasn't just like, you know, you can see, even in that routine you can see he's saying, you know, the Irish priest, nice guy, but he wasn't, you know, Father Rivera. And it's like, you're watching this guy that really was judicious in his anger too. Like he really did have a positive feeling for a lot of the priests and the nuns and stuff. And yeah, so it was like, it's ironic that they shaped him into the man that would not just harangue society, but harangue all of us. Brought ignorance, greed, and sloth. And that's when I realized, just from listening to the past 3 days, George Carlin was a priest. For all the damaged Catholic people, you know what I mean? And he was so Irish when he got usually commercially successful after, you know, Class Clown. He became this giant Hollywood star. He responded in beautiful New York Irish form by pushing away and just going deeper into himself and like not going to any parties or shaking hands and just shutting down completely and going into his own world. Like, I'm writing, I'm not going to enjoy the fruits of success or the corruption that goes with it, you know what I mean? It's like really interesting. And he was, that's what I'm saying, when he was like a priest, he was like the opposite of the Apostle Paul, you know, like his conversion was away from the church and God, but it was still, his road to Damascus was that trip to Vegas that he always talked about. And his albums and specials were his epistles. His church was whatever city he was in, like the Apostle Paul. And his flock was us, with maybe a special place for all the little girls that had to go into classrooms with toilet paper wrapped around their legs. Thank you.